I want to chat to you about when you joined Manchester United, and there's a quote that I read from you when you was offered the number 16 shirt. It said, "I nearly snapped the manager's hand off." That wasn't a quote that I'd normally have put to you, because you're just like quiet, just chilled, honest. Like, you're not that guy.
I'm a stubborn man though.
Yeah. And he was like, when I saw that, it was like, no, I think he's going to be all right. Do you know what I mean? So what was you thinking? Because that's pressure. Roy Keane, the captain.
It depends how you look at it, to be fair. Listen, he's probably one of the best, if not the best midfielder to play in the Premier League. So, and he was a massive influence at the club, but it was more of and my missus will tell you as well, you know, there's a stubbornness in me, and it's kind of inside, and you've probably seen it. Yeah. And it's you've got to have something, you know, telling you inside that keeps you going and wanting to prove things and wanting to do well, you know. And the number didn't really bother me that much, but there was definitely a stubbornness thinking I'm here because I want to be good enough and I want to show that I can be here.
Because the normal reaction from like a club or a teammate, sometimes manager, that we need to just replace like for like. And obviously physicality was a big part of his game. He'd dominate a game through physicality sometimes, also
and the
playing.
side is no one, you can't replace.
No.
He could do everything really.
Exactly.
I never got to play with him, played against him enough, but there's it's like you can't replace. There was Brian Robson before him really, and he was a version of that, but they're totally different players.
Yeah.
So I think and then at the time there was no one like Roy to replace. So that's the manager's skill, though, isn't it? You think, what do we need as a team? Where's the game evolving? Is it changing a little bit? And
that's exactly what I thought I was going to come on to that.
I'm taking a massive punt and thinking we'll take him.
We'll take the West Ham Academy graduate. But that's what I was going to come on to, is that like, it was actually telling, we played against you a little bit before we signed you, didn't we?
When I was at Tottenham.
At Spurs. Yeah. And I'll never forget your delivery in that game. That was the first time where I played against you. Actually, your delivery just stood out ridiculous. I knew you were good on the ball and you could play, but your delivery, especially set piece, I was like, oh my, he's gone to another level. And I realised quickly, we're going to have to play a different way now, because Michael's come in, Roy's gone, we're going to play a different way. And was that a pressure in itself that you might have to change the way we play because you're going to be in a team? Or did that even consider that?
I didn't even consider that, to be honest. I was too busy thinking I need to win the trust of the lads, like beyond anything else of thinking what's going to happen next year or the year after or what impact it was just I need to earn the trust of that dressing room. To play in a team, you got to be able to trust each other, and how much it was, whatever, didn't bother me. Number didn't bother me. It was more like I sat next to Giggsy and Scholesy in the changing room training, and I'm thinking,
pressure.
Oh my God, I got to deal with this. And they got to trust me and want to give me the ball, you know what I mean? And that was the biggest thing by a mile.
So what got you through that point of maybe vulnerability, a little bit of self-doubt?
High heart rate at times.
Yeah. Running around everywhere. The heart jumping out of your chest. The ball coming to you. That's
and
what I was
looking
saying.
calm as well.
Wait,
and the duck legs were going like that.
Can I say something? When the ball comes into you, because I always talk about my first training session in the box, hardest thing I experienced at United.
Seen a few people, a box have seen a few off over the years.
And people fold like a pack of cards. Yeah. But I always thought, when the ball is coming to you in them situations in training, if someone had a heart rate monitor on me, I reckon I'm doing illegal numbers. It's just crazy how it just changes. It's mad. It's not even an important part of the session.
No. And you're standing still pretty much.
Yeah, it's
a lot
mad,
of it you stand, but you're thinking like you want to. But that's the. But then there's something deep, I think, that thinks, no, this is a bit of me. This is where I want to be.
Should Michael Carrick have played more games for England?
Yeah.
Definitely. Without doubt. I don't know how much.
Why was he just didn't really get too much of a look in, did he? He played. I mean, obviously got a few caps, but
I thought he should have got a lot more.
Like
Yeah.
he's one of those
fan
holding players that would play forward, and that's a.
And handling the ball in difficult situations, he was one of the best at that.
He wasn't the most mobile of a midfielder because he was quite tall, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think
but
that's the only.
In many ways, it's difficult comparisons, but Busquets was but where everyone had the faith. I mean, Busquets was probably one of the greatest holding players of all time. But there were similarities between the two. In fact, where they'd take the ball in confined space and get themselves out of it and play a little.
But he didn't
pass.
play in a team which wanted to play that way. If Carrick would have played in the
That's
Spanish
what I mean.
side, he would have been.
I think he would.
He'd been great.
Yeah.
But when you play in England and everyone's scared to get on the ball because you don't want to be on the news of the world on the getting 4 out of 10 on a Sunday after the Saturday's game.
Believe you me, they can be unbelievably critical in Spain as well, and in Italy, and in Brazil, and in Argentina. Because we've grown up and we experienced that ourselves. We think, our press, our media are more critical.
Did you never
Not
get hammered
true.
in Italy? No.
Never got hammered in Italy. They didn't
Really?
know my name. That's why.
Couldn't read the paper.
I just seen a little marks there. I was like, oh, that's all right. But yeah, I agree with that. I think he was a superb player, Carrick. He could get nowhere near him. He tried to press him, and he's already done it. He's
intelligent.
His brain was on a different way, and he probably was a little bit more mobile than Gareth Barry.
Yeah.
That's what stopped Gareth Barry a little bit.
Why do you think he didn't? Why do you think he didn't feature with the national
Well,
team?
it's all about
that
it's
much?
all about
Who's the
managers'
manager, I
opinions,
suppose, yeah.
isn't it? It's
How they want
that's
to
it.
play.
I mean, when he was at Spurs and West Ham, he started at, didn't he? And then to Man United, I thought he was a terrific player.
But don't forget though, he's up against Gerrard, Scholes,
Lampard.
Hargreaves.
Yeah.
So if he was playing now, he'd probably have 100 caps. So that's the difference.
But you name those players, but there's not necessarily an obvious pivot there, is there? Holding kind of.
But you're trying to fit people in. You
That
can't
was
keep
that-
Lampard
was
on
that-
that
was
bench.
that problem England's problem?
Yeah, but you can't
Putting
bench.
square pegs into round holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's easy for us to say that, isn't it?
I
But
agree.
If you leave Lampard or Gerrard or Joe Cole or Beck, whoever it would have been, Hargreaves played when he was at Bayern Munich, and he ended up going to right back, didn't he, Hargreaves? But Scholes, it's impossible. It's impossible
But the
as a
problem
manager.
what he did, that Sven in particularly kept playing one of them on the left, didn't he? Either Scholes or Gerrard, and it never worked, did it?
We never know.
We'll never know, though. We'll never know. It's too late to find out. 34 caps in total.
You should have double that.
Yeah,
easy.
with the quality
least.
that he had.
At least.
Michael Carrick. Wow, what a player. See Michael, I played with Michael in the youth team, West Ham. I just remember in the youth team, like he just did everything that the game asked you to do. And if anything simple, if he got the ball and you should pass here, he would pass there. If something's on that he should play long, you'll play long. But just his range of passing was so special. And I think, to be honest, I don't think he gets enough credit. But just for like a complete midfielder, definitely one of the best I played with. But it's just crazy how he didn't get more England caps. Obviously, it was just unfortunate because you've got Stevie and Lamps, who at the time was at the top of their game. But what a player.
Like Michael Carrick probably should have had another 50 England caps for how good he was. Like if you want to watch like a masterclass of a midfielder just playing simple, playing forward, like just like range of passing, like he was like unbelievable.
I was thinking the other day, like at West Ham, produced some great footballers, but even better drinkers. You?
Apart from Coley.
Coley's the worst
Coley's
drinker.
the-
Coley's a disgraceful drinker. Defoe don't drink.
Nah.
But like you, Lamps, I'd throw myself in and around it. Like, was solid drinkers, man. Because all the people you talk to now only really remember United times.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, and you get in the right circles, like say me and you seeing each other because we grew up in West Ham, that was some of the best times of my life. Do you know that? Playing at West Ham. And,
that fucking youth team days, mate, honestly.
no, it's the best times. We used to go to remember the? Did you get the gold McDonald's cards? We get free McDonald's.
Yeah.
So we used to. So there'd be like 8 of us go to.
They were
McDonald's.
devastated when you turned up one night. They were devastated.
They used to look at you and go, "Oh, my. It's like there's a commission for a burger." So we used to turn up about 8 or 9 of us before training. Breakfast, McDonald's. Go training with the lads. After training, McDonald's again because of the gold card. Unreal, wasn't it? Oh, those were good times then. When you talk about players or teammates now, and someone says, "Carol," say, "You know what? Let's talk about him as a footballer later, yeah. But I'll tell you 2 things you will never know. He's actually one of the always last man standing, part of the group who's finishing late on an all-dayer,
Always.
And if the House and Garage tunes come on, he is one of the last people on the dance floor. I could sit here and reminisce all day long. Yeah. But you know what I want to start with? Number 6s.
Yeah.
You're a number 6, you played your main position. Now it's the most important position in football from when you listen to people that know the game. Did you ever think when you were playing that like this would be the position that everyone goes, right, that is the main part of the football team?
I think before already, like, the pitch was huge, wasn't it? So you're going from back 4 there to back 4 there, and then...
Were you saying we played deep? Were you saying we always...
Yeah, you back on the 18-yard line. Squeeze up. But no, I think the way the game was, and you look at old clips, the pitch was massive. Yeah. So actually everyone had more of a battle, their own battle going on. That you'd be 1v1 on the halfway line, I'd be 1v1 or 2v2 in midfield, and the pitch was spread. So now the pitch is so small and connected. Everyone's protected a bit more, but midfielders they're so close to everything, but less space. So they've got to pull everything together. I think the positions evolved where you probably got to be smarter, you've got to be cleverer, and teams play a lot more. Even we played at times when we'd go long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be screaming at you, what are you going long for? Give it me. You know what I mean?
Miss me out for a bit.
Yeah, but you go into Wazza or you go in behind or whatever, and the pitch become big. Now it's not like that, and I think the midfielders now have got to connect everything together and it's just evolved.
I look at our team and think we were a connected bunch on and off the pitch, but especially on it. But today it's almost like you've got a 25-man squad, and the manager can just throw anyone in there and it works, and the system won't really change too much, and that just was never the same with us. If players were out, the dynamic of the team would change massively, wouldn't it?
I think the beauty of it for me, and I was thinking about it driving over, was you look at the top players that I was lucky enough to play with, they were team players, and we had some big egos, and I think it was from the manager. The ego wasn't about him, the ego was about Manchester United, wasn't it? That was like his. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can coach certain bits, but that was connections and
humility, that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually wanting to do things for each other and buzz off it and get a right good feeling from it.
I think back to the players, like you say, it's a great point. We have some huge egos in there. If you go through them, even just Wazza, Cristiano, Nani in his own way.
Even
Giggsy would have had his own.
The way they you could spend 2 hours talking about.
We'll get to them, don't worry about that.
But they had that confidence, that bit of arrogance about them to play, knew they were good players, but it was always about the team, wasn't it? It was always about the team. That's why I love playing with Scholes, because it was always about the team. Like, you never done things where you go in like, what are you doing? Or you're doing it for yourself or for headlines, anything like that. It was just about the team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant years, yeah. I mean, we won the Youth Cup.
99, you're at West Ham with Joe Cole and a few of the West Ham guys, so looking quite young there.
Great days then.
Yeah.
Brilliant days, yeah. I mean, we won the Youth Cup 97. No, won the Youth Cup 99, sorry. I moved down in 97, won the Youth Cup in 99. And made my debut then. It was, unbelievable days. I mean, it's starting out in your career. It's exciting. You know what I mean? You don't know which way it's going to go. Are you going to get in the first team or you're not? Are you going to get in the first team and stay there or you're not?
And did you have a few kind of like growth issues as well? You grew at wrong times.
I had growing problems after about 2001, I think, 2001. And I ended up having 3 operations and kind of struggled to get to the bottom of it, really. So that kind of held me back. And that was the season we got relegated as well. So it was.
Yeah, because a lot of the guys moved on fairly quickly. Joe Cole, Rio, they all went on, and you stayed. When then you stayed, and I think a lot of players go back to West Ham and get a bit stiff, but you never did, because you showed a bit of, whether it's loyalty or just you stayed around when they went down.
Yeah, I'll get away with it then. Yeah, I mean, I'll be totally honest. I never thought about leaving. I'd been injured a lot that season towards the end. When I did play, hadn't really been in great form, and I had come out of the England squad. I just needed to play football again and kind of get going again, get my career back on track a little bit. So it was a tough year in the Championship. Don't get me wrong. It's not where you want to be, and you're kind of looking at the Premier League and looking at England squads and thinking I'm miles away here. But I'm glad that I went down there, because it kind of toughened me up a little bit mentally as much as anything to be what I am now, you know.
But then you went out to Tottenham, and there's not a lot of great love between Spurs and West Ham, so you know that was a bold move to make, I guess.
Yeah, it was actually. When you know, when you look at it on paper, it was. And I never really got much stick for it from West Ham fans. Nothing that stands out. I obviously must have got a little bit, but not. I think it was where we were still in the Championship. Tottenham were like 5th, 6th, 7th or so in the Premier League. So it was. I had to go. You know what I mean? And I think probably everyone realised actually, you know, it's a choice you've got to make.